Hello students, today we're going to learn how to enhance texture in RAW and also use presets to apply one edit to another photograph. So the first thing you want to do is you want to find an image that has a bit of texture in it, like this one with sand. I've chosen a JPEG, which I'm going to open up in Camera Raw. And the very first thing I'm going to do is I am going to warm up the picture just a little bit with the temperature and a little bit with the tint. And then I'm going to also increase my blacks. That will bring out some of the texture there. I'm going to increase the contrast, which will increase the contrast overall in the image. I am going to decrease the vibrance to take the strength out of the colors so much so it's not quite so bright. But I'm going to also increase the clarity to increase the texture of the midtones. So already, if you see me hitting the preview check before and after, even just this much here, we've done a good bit with the coloring and a good bit to increase the texture. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to select the adjustment brush. I want to decrease the exposure just a little bit, increase the contrast, saturation, and clarity some, and the sharpness. Again, it's all subjective, so matching up these whole pictures is not necessary. My size being at 15 is good. Feather, flow, and density, I'm going to leave at 100. And I'm just going to kind of darken in, just very ever so gently, some areas here where the sand tends to be a little bit dark. Okay, so now again, if I hit my preview, that actually just previews what we've just done here, just to kind of add a little bit of depth, a little bit of darkness there. I'm actually going to increase that exposure a little bit and just add some over here. Okay, now I am going to go back to my hand tool and head over to my lens correction to add a lens vignetting. This seems to be a very popular effect in RAW, but to add kind of that dark around the edges there, and I can select my midpoint to be a little more or less dramatic at that point here. And what we're going to do now is almost kind of take like a preset or a snapshot of this particular these particular edits. I'm going to go to presets. You can see my other one's already there, so I'm going to call this one, I'm going to collect new one, I'm going to call this one texture 2. And basically what I'm doing is I'm saying I want you to apply every single thing that we did to this photograph to another photograph. So I'm going to click, I leave it at all settings, and I hit OK. So now I have texture 2. I'm actually going to save this image so that I do not save over top of my old one. I'm going to call this one texture after 1. And you can leave it, you can save it as a JPEG, or if you wanted to save it as a RAW file, it would be DNG. But I'm going to leave it saved in the same location as a JPEG. I'm going to hit cancel at this point, so that way I have the before and the after. So I have the raw texture, I have that one before, and then I also have it after. I want to apply this now to another photograph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. And I want to open this one in Camera Raw as well. And I want to apply those presets that I just created. So now everything that I just did to that other picture with the texture, I go to Presets, and I click on Texture 2, and boom. Everything I did to that other image has now been duplicated here onto this picture. Now again, if I wanted to resave this one, I would hit Save Image, resave it either as my DNG file if I want to turn it into a RAW file, or a JPEG to save it well. So you must use my 2 images to create this texture creation, and then 2 images of your own to show me, demonstrate that you know how to edit in RAW for texture. Good luck.